Hello, everybody.
I guess we are live. Here we are, and there you are. I see Dollbase is there from Sweden.
Yes.
Johnny is here. Renard.
Renard.
Says
Hello,
long
friends.
time no talk. Well, we weren't on last week. Stone
yeah, we
Sour.
were out. Hey, Stone Sour. Nerd.
Bjorn.
Bjorn, how are you? Good night. Dollbase, hi.
Okay. Alpha Tryon.
Alpha
no, we're not
Tryon.
giving away any toys. Forget it. So there we go.
Hey, Nerd again.
Hope
David is here.
Hope everybody's had a good week.
Yeah.
We were not on last week, obviously, and we won't be on in 3 weeks. 3 weeks? No, that's Toylanta.
Golly, David, you wait.
Getting ahead of myself.
Hey, that's, Nerd, for the third time.
That's Toylanta, obviously.
Pastor
Rick is here. So, yeah, Toylanta going to be a really big show. It's getting up there. I mean, with the size that it is now, it's going to end up being one of those, like, toy show meccas, like the Great Ohio Show or what's the other one?
Kane
County. Yeah, Kane County in Illinois. Mm-hmm. It's going to be really freaking big this year. So looking forward to checking that out. There's Robert.
Hey, Robert. How are you? And hey, Raccoon Eyes.
Joining us here today.
Hope you all had a very uneventful week. And if it was eventful.
Marvel fan.
I hope the events were good and that it was something that you could deal with, pretty well. Mm-hmm. It's pretty easy to deal with. So.
Yeah, and Nerd likes the Viking beard. Yeah, I twisted it. It stays put if I twist it. Munin had a birthday party.
Oh, good job. Happy birthday, everybody.
He just turned 86.
Everybody make sure you tell K Munin happy birthday. Hey, Mark.
He says editing a video right now.
Okay.
And, of course, he has a channel.
Okay. Well, wait, Mark, what's the name of your channel? Make sure you let everybody know.
Is that Mark from Toy Chic?
No, his name is Toy Chic.
And Richard is here from Yonkers.
Yonkers.
And
name of the site where you buy your slab cases.
For the Motu. Well, there's a few different places.
Yeah. You can get it oh God, you would ask now. Hold on a minute. You can get it off of eBay. And I think if you go on eBay, it's actually cheaper.
Measure the figures you're looking for.
Yeah.
Measure the size.
eBay has, I know this size for the GI Joe, those are cheaper. But I want to say Star Case or Star Ace. One of those places.
Yeah, it's on the back of a couple of them. I think it's Starcase. And also Zolo World makes them. And there's a few different companies that make them in different sizes. And I'll run through a few of these. And Mikkel Stapler's joined us. Wants to know how the cats are. Cats are doing good. And Munin is not 86. Oh, well. And Toy Chic. Yeah, that was Toy Chic. See? I know what I'm doing.
And also, MOC. That's okay.
MOC Masters.
Yeah, right? If y'all remember, what's his name? God,
Justice Curry.
No, his friend Motu Joe. Motu Joe has a company that makes these cases, and it's called MOC. But this one, okay, you have this one, and you can fit a lot of different types of action figures in here. So this one is, I can't see, Toy something another.
Toy Shield.
Now let me tell you about Toy Shield.
And Patrick made a donation for the kiddies.
Oh, thank you,
much
Pastor
appreciated,
Rick.
Pastor Rick.
If you go to Toy Shield, they have a lot of different cases by one size
at a time. One size at a time,
because they get confused. If you buy more than one, if you buy, let's say, 3 different styles, they're gonna mess it up. You'll get the right case and not the right bag. And I've ordered from them several times, and I've ordered more than one size, and every time I've done that, they messed it up. So they do good if you just order one at a time. And then this one right here is more form fitting.
And that's a Zolo World case.
Yeah. The thing is, you have to be careful because this one fits the Masters. Because, you have some where the bubble is taller. So just be careful.
Yeah.
But Motu Joe, like I said, he does it. And
yeah, it's all right. Richard was mentioning the Burger King commercial compilation that I put up. He said the first one is creepy. That's their very first ever commercial, Burger King. The first one they ever did with the ham puppet. And then they went through a few different style changes. But yeah, I put that up. 30 minutes.
Hey, Link.
And links is here, as well as uncarded reviews. And yeah, I'm sorry, Johnny. Yeah, I haven't seen her. I don't know where she is.
No, she gone.
So either something happened to her or somebody swiped her.
Yeah.
And uncarded reviews.
Yeah, we saw that.
New mask that's coming from Loyal Subjects.
Yeah,
is doing those.
Yeah, it is a lot of toy shows coming up. I hope you make it.
But I've got the biggest one on YouTube, 30 minutes long, vintage 60s, 70s, and 80s Burger King commercials. The only one I couldn't get was the ones with Morgan Freeman. You can't put them up. They'll disappear if you put them up. I guess he must own the rights to it or something. It's back from the early 70s. In the beginning of his acting career, he did commercials for Burger King and Listerine. So I guess he ate at Burger King and didn't brush. But he did. But the commercials for the Whopper were really bad with him. But if I could have put it on, I would have. And it's where they had a campaign where instead of asking for a Whopper, you would go in and point at your mouth.
Yeah.
And so it's Morgan Freeman. He runs up to the counter and goes, ah, like that.
Well, how do you pronounce that? Denzine? Hey, Denzine.
Denzence.
I guess.
And Link wants a Whopper. But that was the campaign. Ah, and that's his line. And for some reason, you can't put that one up. YouTube will pull it.
And Johnny put the link to Motu Joe's website where you can buy the cases. So, but yeah, you have some options. And again, it is on eBay. The last set of cases I bought were the size for the GI Joe.
Yeah, I got them on real universal size.
Yeah, and they're cheaper
for even for modern figures because they do fit the reaction figures. And Zen says, "What do you think about what's happening with McFarlane, Mattel, and DC? How do in what regard? Because I know McFarlane covers most of DC's properties, almost exclusively.
Yeah, Zolo World is always sold out. When you go to their website, the majority of their cases are sold out. Plus, they're more expensive than anybody else. So when you compare them, they're the most expensive and they're always sold out. So.
Another thing that's interesting about that commercial series is in the 60s commercials, you can see the precursor to Wendy's Where's the Beef. And the first couple of commercials within the first block in the 60s commercials, they had this giant bun, little patty, and they said the shrinking American burger. And the guy goes, "Where's the meat?" And I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. I imagine the same advertising agency must have gotten the contract for Wendy's and had the rights to that.
Okay, Raccoon, I'm glad. I hope you find what you need. And again, those Masters of the Universe cases fit a lot of different different figures.
And
Fry quickly. Oh, yeah.
Burgers,
he was talking about
how they and they took a lot of shots at McDonald's too in the 80s commercials.
Hey, Jay.
Jay has joined us, and Nerd says the Japanese, all Japanese commercials are weird. they just are. It's a different culture. Munin says at Burlington they noticed caseloads of Ninja Turtle figures. 10, but all of them were in rough shape.
Oh, yeah.
And Toy Chic liked the Seinfeld compilation block. I also have a block up. It's all of the American Express Seinfeld with Superman commercials, where there's an animated Superman that he's having a conversation with, voiced by Putty from the show.
Okay. Johnny wants to see your Julia
Nurse
figure.
Julia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do have a Nurse Julia. It's one of the few actual, what you might call dolls.
Ooh.
That I own.
Uncarded wants to know, what do you think about the $550 to $800 Mythic Legions Dragon? I didn't see that. You saw that?
I heard, but I didn't see it.
Oh.
And I think that's way out of line. It's too expensive. But there are people that are really dedicated to Mythic Legions that will buy that. They, obviously.
$500 to $800.
I don't like it when modern figures get into that range. Modern stuff, because it's like, all too often, as many of you are aware from the 6th scale rant that I did a few weeks back, that you're overpaying because the quality's not there. And that really frustrates the hell out of me.
Yeah.
It really frustrates the hell out of me. No, a lot of people have been doing Batman Hush. Oh, you mean they're going to make a Hush too?
Are they?
Richard says the vintage commercials live action Burger King was corny. Well, they were trying to tap in on the whole McDonald's gang thing, and you saw there was actually a Burger King gang, a guy with a shake for a hat, and they had a villain who looked like Cyrano de Bergerac.
Okay. David got the Mezco Power Rangers motorcycle Gomez and the Mezco Shadow. He got them in hand and he loves them.
Yeah, we showed that not too long ago.
Oh. Go ahead.
Burger King did the Burger King Kids Club in the 90s. That's correct.
I thought that was in the 80s.
No, it actually goes back as far as the 70s. But in the 70s and 80s, you signed up for it, and you got a calendar and a membership card in the mail.
Okay.
And there was a coupon on the bottom of the calendar. There were 2 coupons at the bottom of every month on the calendar, and you'd peel them off, and you'd go in with your Burger King ID. And they would, one would be for a free hamburger, one would be for like free French fries or something like that, and they'd give it to you. In the 90s, they started the Kids Club thing, and I didn't have any 90s commercials up, but the Burger King Kids Club kids was stupid anyways. Oh, Munin says Mattel got the license to DC back. Oh, doesn't McFarlane own DC Direct? I'm not sure if he owns DC Direct.
I don't know if he owns it, but he does a lot of he does a lot of DC figures.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Here we go. That's the Nurse Julia, and that is 1968 Mattel. And this one is still factory sealed. And she is, there's 2 variations on the nurse uniform. I forget which one this is. Because I'm pretty sure this is the first one, because the second one would have been in a 1969 box. Nurse Julia, of course, was a television drama starring Diane Carroll. And in theory, this is technically the first black Barbie doll. Because it's not an official Barbie, but obviously they just darkened Barbie and gave her a different head mold. And there you go, Nurse Julia. You see there's the Mattel logo on there. It's kind of hard to make out because it blurs right there. But, Mattel Inc. Toy Makers, it should say.
What's that red? Her hair wasn't red.
Well, it's kind of. Oh. But, yeah, they overdid it on the doll, obviously. She wasn't that red on the show. Rare to find sealed, obviously. And I normally don't have dolls, but with the historic significance of this, it was interesting to me. Like, for example, the I Dream of Jeannie doll. Yeah, I would get that because of the significance of I Dream of Jeannie.
Hey, Gilgamesh.
Gilgamesh has joined us, but Johnny was curious about that. Johnny Future wanted to see my Nurse Julia. New TV star, it says. And again, big historic significance for Mattel, and because it ties into television history. Toy Chic said standard edition Mythics Dragon 643 today when I checked. Wow. He says, I'm out. Unfortunately, really sad about it. You were interested in getting that, Mark?
Gilgamesh thinks that he's in the minority, but I love the McFarlane multiverse line and will be sad to see it go.
Well, we'll see what happens, because you know how it is these days where you have a franchise and freaking everybody makes it. There's like 5 different companies making Ninja Turtles right now.
No.
You know, you get the obvious ones, Loyal Subjects, Mattel, NECA, Mezco was making them. Who else? I mean, there's a bunch. Mondo's making them.
Yeah.
Although they're big chunky ones, but Mondo's making them. And Uncarded wants the upcoming Motu He-Man. Richard said the villain was the Duke of Doubt. Oh, yes.
For Burger King?
Burger King, correct.
Oh,
Duke of Doubt. He looked like Cyrano de Bergerac, and he was dressed in like 15th century clothing.
C. Reed just got the McDonald's drinking glasses today.
From what era, or modern ones? Because I know they came out with a new set.
Yeah, but they're not glasses. They're like that hard plastic.
They're plastic. The new ones are plastic. That's correct. And Richard said he kind of looked like the Hamburglar without a mask. Yeah, they were obviously copying the McDonald's gang. And, you know, it didn't quite pull off. Although
yeah, you're right.
The King stayed. The King stayed, but the rest of the group took a hike. And as far as like franchising, they didn't do much merchandising, although they did make the King doll. I have one in the box, the Magical Burger King made by Knickerbocker.
Yeah.
Made by Knickerbocker. So I do have one.
Yeah, that's what companies do. They call things limited edition, special edition, collector's edition, and then they slap a hefty price tag on it.
Oh, Uncarded says Mattel's re-releasing the original Rotocast He-Man and Skeletor as a 2-pack.
Oh, really?
I see.
That's awesome.
As we catch up. Did they ever do a figure of Whitney Houston? Not that I'm aware of.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think anybody did.
And C. Reed says McFarlane Batman movie figures are amazing. I hate that Mattel's getting back to license.
Yeah, then they're gonna overdo it.
I don't have Mego Diana Ross.
Oh, they did a Diana Ross?
They did Sonny and Cher. They did Captain and Tennille.
Hey, Reynard.
Yeah, they did a bunch of that stuff. I don't know who was the actor for Magical Burger King.
Yeah, I know they did a lot of the singers from the 70s, but I didn't realize they did Diana Ross. I don't think I ever saw that figure.
Yeah, they did Farrah Fawcett, which is really ugly. And then, of course, Laverne and Shirley, which are right there.
Yeah.
That's Laverne and Shirley, and that's Lenny and Squiggy from Mego.
Burger King did kids meal back in the 80s, didn't he? Because he said 99 or early 2000, but the kids meal was before that.
Yeah, they copied
I remembered that.
They copied it very closely. I can show you something here.
Never heard of Nurse Julia. Was the show any good? It was a show. It came out, I think, in the 60s or the 70s.
Yeah, it was late 60s. It was a television drama. Would it have like 5 seasons or something?
I don't know. She was a nurse, but she was a single mom. I think her husband had died or something, and she was one of the first single moms. And she was a single mom, and she was a nurse.
See,
I remember it being on and seeing it, not like watching it like
you're
all
young enough,
that.
it goes right over your head.
Yeah, we didn't watch it like when every time it came on, like the Jeffersons or what's that other one? Good Times or nothing like that. But I remember it being on.
Or That's My Mama. That's one everybody forgets about.
I like That's My Mama. We tried watching that again, and it actually wasn't that bad.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. This is a 1987 Burger King kids meal box, and you see how similar it is to the Happy Meal box. And of course, for the Superpowers line, obviously.
Yeah. And
it came with a prize. The prizes are in here. Just like this is a toothbrush holder that you stick on the wall. So piece of shit. I mean, I really want the Batman toothbrush holder that sticks to the wall. Yeah, Johnny really wants that. Burger King sucked at prizes until they got into the 90s and they started doing the hand puppets. They did the hand puppets of Alf and of, who was it? The Simpsons. Some of the Star Wars stuff wasn't bad, but you had to win the contest. You had the rub off cards, and you could win prizes at the Burger King. and you can get a Frisbee and stuff like that. See, there's like an Aquaman, like, I don't even know what this does. It's just Aquaman in a swimming pose, but it's a figurine, and it doesn't stand up, and it doesn't float, and it's not a pencil topper. It's just freaking Aquaman. Some of the stuff that Burger King came up with for prizes just really blew. But yeah, you see how closely they were trying to copy the McDonald's child experience.
Did they ever make a Greatest American Hero figure?
Mego did, but
Mego did.
Yeah, Mego did, but it was only in prototype stages. So there's a few floating around that were like salesman samples and stuff like that, but they're really rare and very expensive. Munin says there's been many YouTubers making videos comparing older Mattel DC figures to the McFarlane Multiverse line. Opinions are all over the place. I bet. And
did he lose the license?
I don't know. I don't know for sure. I don't want to say because I'm not sure if he did or not.
Yeah, it just sounds like Mattel might have picked it up.
Oh God!
But I don't think they want to share it.
Gilgamesh said that McFarlane's doing Ninja Turtles now too.
Wow, he just announced it.
They're all over the place. They're all over the place. And Toy Chic says a top want, been trying to save for it, but with all tiers and shipping, it's almost $1,000.
Wow.
And C Reed says vintage glasses. What line?
Oh, okay. He did McDonald. Well, oh yeah, because they did a lot of different ones. Yeah, that's true. Oh yes, I was about to say that about the dog for Christmas is Richard.
And Blue Splash, once NECA gets very close to finishing Ninja cartoon line, I'm done. But yeah, you got to stop somewhere. It's too much.
But see, that's the thing. They're never gonna finish. That's why when I was getting the Super 7 one, I said, okay, I'm stopping at wave 10 with Ninja Turtles and with the Thundercats, because they're never gonna get finished. NECA has been making Ninja Turtles for more than 5 years now.
Yeah.
They've been making them before we moved here. We've been here over 5 years now. And I used to get the NECA Ninja Turtles, but then it became so hard to get. I got frustrated with it and just dropped it and got the Super 7 one because Super 7 was just easier to get because it was, made to order, I guess. But the NECA ones, the ones I was getting, they were only sold in Target. And every time you went to Target, they were never there. And I think a lot of people got fed up and then they kind of quit buying it. Now you go to Target and you can get the whole wave. So I don't know. I don't think they're ever going to be done. Anybody remember Long John Silver? Did
SeaWorld mugs? I don't remember that one.
Oh, they did SeaWorld. It says Link. SeaWorld. Link asked that question.
And Robert liked the Diana Ross. That would be a 12.5 inch.
Oh,
for
okay.
Mego, 12.5 inch, the dolls.
Mego is really cool. I love the eyeglasses.
Eyelashes. They had
eyelashes.
Rooted eyelashes.
Oh,
on
my.
And
Thank
Stone
you, Stone
Sour made a donation to the Kitty Fund. Thank you. And for anybody who's new, of course, we take care of shelter cats. We got a ton that we're taking care of. This is the Knickerbocker 1980 Magical Burger King in the box, and he's basically just a big doll with a big vinyl head, and he can do these goofy magic tricks. He has like a color changing ring. He has this bit that he does with a kerchief, an inside out kerchief that changes color. And then he has like this foam rubber hamburger that you hide inside of a pocket. Johnny wants the toothbrush holder.
Yeah.
If anyone's interested, this one is not, it's unplayed with, but it is not sealed, so I can show it.
Dairy Queen even had figures.
Stuffed McDoom from Dairy Queen.
Wow.
Everybody did mascots back in the day for the kids. Yeah.
But now they don't do nothing.
No, now they suck.
Yeah. But the only store that still does, I guess, like toys is McDonald's, right? I don't think anybody else does toys anymore because Taco Bell used to do it.
They give you a pack of crayons.
Pizza Hut had glasses.
Pizza Hut did stuff too, because I've got the Casper Pizza Hut hand puppets.
Oh, okay.
Glow in the dark.
I know they did.
I got a whole
I know
set.
they did glasses. Like the drinking glasses.
C. Reed says there's only 10 known prototypes of the 8-inch figure from Greatest American Hero.
Oh, wow.
Circulating. Oh, we're watching Blackstar right now, Johnny.
Yes, we're watching Blackstar.
And Road Pig John is here.
Hey, how you doing?
Blackstar. I don't know about that show. Here's the synopsis. I can give you the plot breakdown for the entire series in one quick description. The little Trobbit annoying
people,
the little Orko wannabe people, because they're not nearly as cool, get into trouble because they're stupid. Blackstar bails them out but gets jammed up, and then Mara comes along and saves his ass. End of show. Oh, and at some point he's got to stand around in front of Overlord like a big dope while threatening Overlord with his sword that he doesn't use. Not so fast, Overlord. Let me stand here for 45 minutes while you walk around and destroy the village. That's the whole show. It's not as dull as that. It's actually kind of a fun show.
Except for the guy that can change into anything.
And doesn't.
Well, he changed into like the dumbest things. Like anytime he has to fly, he transforms into this flying shark.
Or a whale with wings.
Yeah, it's either a shark or a whale. It's something. It's some kind of fish. Like sea creature, like a whale or a shark that flies, and that's how he gets around.
I know I'm ragging the show, but it's still fun.
You can fly. You can change into anything. Why not a bird? Why you gotta be a shark?
They catch him and put him in a cage, and he just stands there. It's like, dude, turn into something small.
You can turn into anything, ant or a rat or something to get out. But no, he don't do that. He only change into that flying that flying whale or whatever that thing is.
Or it should tie in with Masters of the Universe, obviously.
Why should it?
Because they so copied it. The Filmation just retooled that show.
Yeah, they did. But it don't need to be the same thing. I like the Overlord character because he's not like dumb.
No, Overlord
stupid acting.
Yeah, Overlord is serious.
Burger King did Dragon Ball and Pokemon toys.
Yes, they did
in the 90s. Says Gilgamesh.
They had that ball with the gold card in it.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Bozo the Clown. Trick or Treat Studios is making Bozo the Clown.
He's never had anything other than bendy figures, Bozo. It's always either been a plush, bendy figures, or once he had a ventriloquist dummy.
You remember pop-up watches? You say you don't remember pop-up watches where you had the watch and then you hit the button and then a little part would come up where the time was and then you could push it back down.
That sounds familiar.
They call it pop-up watch. I had one of those.
Lynx says Burger King did Simpson watches. Yeah, they did Star Wars.
What I thought
they did a lot of watches. They also did Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay.
And C. Reed says in 2007 FX convention in Orlando, they made 10,000 updated modern style Mego figures. I own one.
That's cool. NECA is doing Bebop and Rocksteady. We saw that. They weren't even in. They're just stylizing between the different genres. Yeah. I'm telling you, they do anything for some odd reason. I guess either Ninja Turtles are the easiest ones to make, or because they have that license, they have to make so many of them. But they've been making Ninja Turtles for more than 6 years now. This
is the foam hamburger and the ring still sealed in a little package. And there's the sticker because the ring, actually, you have to put a sticker on it. Because when I said this has never been opened, well, it's never been played with. And here's the instruction sheet for the Magical Burger King. Doesn't he look happy? And it tells you how to put the ring together and how to perform the magic tricks in case you're a complete moron. Because it's pretty simple.
King Randor was flipping burgers before going to Eternia.
This is King Randor.
Says Robert.
See, and here's the.
Oh, you taking it all the way out?
I can show it. I mean, he hasn't been played with.
It's unboxed.
But no, it wasn't sealed, anyways. See.
No, Wendy's did toy lines too.
Yeah.
Wow. Says
Tasty Freeze, everybody. But that's your magical Burger King. It's probably the best condition you'll ever see one.
Burger King. Hey, Sea Dog, how are you?
How you doing?
He says Pizza Hut did the Land Before Time puppet.
Oh, the dinosaurs. Yes.
Apparently, McFarlane is also making UFC statues. Wow. The Jazzware figures lines failed, so he will do the statue, says K.
Because I didn't see everything from Toy Fair, but then I wasn't invited.
Whatever. You got to go to Toy Fair. You don't get invited to Toy Fair.
Yeah, I know. But no, I mean, it depends. I mean, if you're big enough, they'll invite you. But I'm not that big.
Yeah. Road Pig is doing good. He's amazed how easy you can get now the NECA Ninja Turtles. Yeah, at Target. When they first came out, you couldn't get that mess. That's why I quit. That's why I quit messing with Ninja Turtles from NECA. Do you remember
Saber Riders?
No.
It sounds familiar, but I can't remember.
Cut version of anime called Bismarck.
Okay, Johnny says he got a Holy Grail light cereal box from '76 with Mikey on the front in excellent shape. He put foam slats into it and sealed the top and bottom and had it shrink wrapped.
Wow, that's cool. Oh, hey,
Mikey.
Okay.
He'll eat anything.
Yeah, he will.
Richard said, Bozo the Clown, they should make a horror movie. No,
they already did that with the Ice Cream Man.
Yeah. And Johnny wants to know who remembers the Transformer watches. I know about the Takara watches from like 1974, 1975, and I have one that are transforming watches, but modern or later ones I don't remember. Yeah, Robert, he says, I hope they leave Bozo. I remember him as a happy memory. I used to watch the show. I've got it on disc.
Oh, do you?
The East Coast version, because there's two versions. There's the one that was filmed in Chicago and the one that was filmed in Boston.
Oh boy, what if Ninja Turtles?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, don't they already have What If? They're doing them with
Mattel.
Yeah,
crossovers.
With Mattel. With the various crossovers. That's like What If right there. I don't know. Whatever.
Saturday Morning says the 70s Burger King ads were pretty much McDonald's with a king, but were fun over the creepy one later. And
hey, Steve.
Do you have the KFC Star Wars Frisbee? No, it was Burger King. It's a Burger King Frisbee. I do actually have it.
Hey, Deke is
Radio
from Smyrna,
Georgia.
Yeah, that's almost where the record show is.
Yes. I think it's in here. I do have it. It was
Hey, Junk Man, how are you?
Okay. I think I have one in here. If I can remember.
Saturday Morning Fan. Burger King did get the He-Man GoBot Superpower Team, Thundercats, and Silverhawk over McDonald's in the 80s. Yeah. Oh wow. They had He-Man at Burger King.
Did they?
That's what Saturday Morning said. David says, still on the hunt for the Bert and Ernie NECA figures. Did you see the Sesame Street that NECA's doing at the Toy Fair? They got some nice things that are coming up. Some figures that were never done. I still haven't seen them in stores, though, so I don't know what they look like. Junkman says, who's the cowboy-looking guy with the lady in red on the car by him? Oh yeah, that's the Beverly Hillbillies.
Oh,
the Beverly Hill. He'll pull it out and show it to you in a minute.
Well, I thought it was in this tote, but I don't see it.
No.
And that was the original Star Wars Frisbee, because I do have one.
Oh yeah, I remember that thing. I don't know where it's at.
Yeah, but I don't see it in here, so I must have moved it.
Yeah, must have.
I thought it was in here, but that's all right,
Yeah, there's enough clowns in the horror movies. You don't need to be bothered with Bozo the Clown.
Need to mess with Bozo. Plus, I have fond memories of that show, of watching him torment those kids by having them do all those stunts, and none of them were coordinated enough to do it. It was hilarious.
I'm thinking thinking about getting the NECA Sesame Street. Honestly, I need to see it first because I don't know what the packaging looked like. And I haven't seen it out and about yet. And anytime I pull it up online, nobody shows what the packaging looked like.
Uh-oh. The little bucket fell. That is, and I did a video on this, so we did a video on this. You can find it on the channel. This is the 1963 Ideal Toy Corporation Beverly Hillbillies Jalopy with the figures. It's not 100% complete because all these little things like this ladder and stuff,
plus
and that pot she's holding, the wash tub, it came with a ton of accessories like that. And I'm missing a couple of them.
Oh boy.
But otherwise the figures are intact, and the figures are very fragile because they're made out of like this hollow blow mold plastic, but it's a hard plastic. So if you drop them, they will shatter. But this is motorized. I can't show you the undercarriage. This still works. And we did demonstrate that in the video because every once in a while you should wind it up just to keep the springs working properly. But yeah, it's about 22, 23 inches long. And it's pretty difficult to find one of these in working condition.
Yeah, Gilgamesh says the problem with NECA is that they release everything all at once.
Gotcha.
Haul Nation is this month, and they'll be releasing over $300 in figures. Wow. That's crazy.
It's too much.
Yeah,
it's overwhelming, the level of releases that a lot of these toy companies do. It's like, just slow down, give people a chance.
K Muna says Storm Arena announced more Street Fighters figures, and Dark Stalkers will also be a part of that line. Okay. Let's see what Robert's saying.
Played by two actors, Bozo. Yeah, because they were it was filmed in two different hemispheres.
Okay.
Technically, there were three, and there was always some kind of infighting about which one of them did it first.
I wonder how long people can chase the modern stuff, says David. It's getting way pricey and too much coming out.
Some people can afford it.
Yeah.
Saturday Morning said they have ads with the voices of the He-Man show. In one of the ads, they got kid cups. Both ads are on YouTube. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, the new figures, it's so much coming out so quickly. They don't allow you to take a breath or to even get another paycheck to boost up your little spending budget, your toy spending budget. I mean, they wipe it out even before you get it almost. So it kind of takes the joy out when you can't afford it. I mean, at least with the older, the vintage stuff, you can piece it out. You say, okay, I got $200 to spend this month, and you buy yourself about $200 worth of stuff, and then you wait, and then you keep shopping around, and you find some stuff. You get the next time you buy $200 more. It's just stuff like that. But now they just come out so fast. But what I do notice, a lot of times they don't hold value. So if you wait, 9 times out of 10, the price might drop.
Yeah.
So they start out at $80. But if you wait a couple of months, they might drop down to $40, sometimes even $20. I want to get a 2-pack. Yeah, that's the one I really want. Big
Bird, Mr. Cephalophagus from
that one from Super 7.
Super 7. Junkman didn't know it was that big. Yeah, it's about 22 to 23 inches in length.
Yeah, but he did a detailed video showing it moving and working and taking it apart and putting it back together. So if you want to watch that,
you can get a good idea of what it's supposed to look like. And again, like there's a car. It's literally like the tube you would see in a paper towel roller, and that's why it doesn't hold up. It contains a spring, and there's a crank on the front that looks like for an old jalopy. And you wind it up and then it drives, but usually that mechanism is just destroyed. But this one still works.
So NECA is doing the Pee Wee Herman too.
Blue Splash says it looks bad.
I didn't see that. I saw some of the stuff from Toy Fair because we watched a bunch of different videos, but we watched like each section, like everybody kind of had it broken down by vendor.
That's what I would have done.
Yeah. So I watched,
make it easier.
I watched a few of them, but I didn't see the whole thing. But what I saw was cool. Really nothing that I was interested in, except for, like I said, I saw the Super
Sesame
7 Super 7 Sesame Street. I saw the NECA Sesame Street, and I don't really know. I think that's the only things I saw. I don't really remember much else. I guess because nothing really stood out.
I'm happy with the ones I got already, which is right here. Yeah. And that's the 1981 Knickerbocker Sesame Street set, which is 1/12 scale articulated figures.
Oh, normal turtle open flaps. Oh, you got to. Oh, okay.
You do need to open them, says Toy Chic.
I was hoping that it wouldn't be that way, because I do have a lot of the NECAs with the open flap. And I display them closed because I don't want the flap to bend, but the artwork on the outside looks so good. It doesn't really matter all that much. I was collecting a lot of their horror figures when I was collecting them, so I got a lot of the horror stuff. And I think I only got like 1 or 2 Predators, because they did like 200 Predator figures. I know they did more than that, but the last time I remember when they came out with the big number 200 Predator, and they made some more after that, but it seemed like they stopped making the Predator now, but they were cranking that out almost every week.
And Robert remembers the Beverly Hillbillies pickup.
Yeah,
it's a nice piece of history there. Saturday Morning said Bozo had the grand prize game-winning Return of the Jedi and Transformers toys. Or the kid missed on the second bucket, getting a crappy free cake only. Yeah, well, they had their prize like it was like a laundry hamper, and they roll it out, or a table they'd roll out, and every time they'd add something to it until somebody won, but usually the kids couldn't do it because it would be something insane. Like one that comes to mind is that they had the kids put on a pair of mittens and then have to put socks on blindfolded. They can't do it. You're a bunch of 5-year-olds. They can't do that. And then, they win like the Bozo Bendy figure or something like that.
Jumpman said, I really want the NECA Halloween kids, but they're the release too fast for me to keep up.
I've been hearing people complaining about that, saying that they're, dropping too quickly.
Yeah. And then
because there's like 1,000 Ben Cooper costumes. Yeah. Because they're copying them exactly.
Yeah.
They could keep that going forever as long as people keep buying them.
Yeah. But then it's like, again, not only is it being released so fast, you got the price. And when they first started, like their figures, everybody knows that was like $24. And now it's what, 40? Like $40 or something. So it's like, man,
Johnny saw Ferris Bueller's Day Off for the first time and Pee-wee's Big Adventure for the first time.
Really?
Do yourself a favor. Don't watch Pee-wee's Big Top. That's the sequel.
It wasn't bad.
It was pretty bad.
Now I can watch Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yeah, Pee-wee's Big Adventure is fun.
Ferris Bueller Day Off. I ain't like that. I thought it was stupid. But I've seen Pee-wee a couple of times. I can watch that one. I'm not too big in the comedy, but it's a few I can watch, and that's one of the ones I can watch more than once.
Saturday Morning reminds us that yes, there was a Bozo cartoon.
Oh, was it?
There was, and
a Christmas special
on the East Coast version of Bozo. In the middle of the episode, they would play one short from the Bozo cartoon.
Oh, okay.
It would be like because it's like a 5-minute cartoon, the individual stories. Toy Chic said, good thing is almost all NECA lines drop over the year. If you wait, you can get almost everything for less.
Yeah. And that's the one thing about the modern toys. And I guess it kind of happened in the 80s too, because how many toys we got with clearance stickers on it? We got a lot of doing
a video on that, actually.
Even in here, you walk around stuff that got stickers
clearance
on it.
Tags.
It got clearance tags on it. So stuff even back then, I'm not gonna say they were shelf warmers, but they probably didn't sell as fast as the stores wanted them to.
Yeah.
But nowadays, it feel like they are truly shelf warmers because you go back 6 months, a year later, they're still sitting there.
Yeah.
Robert says that Jaws look tempting.
Yeah, it's based on the Ideal one. I have the original Ideal game.
Oh yeah, it's sitting right there in front
Saturday
of me.
Saturday says the Sesame Street figures. We need Oscar in his sloppy jalopy and Count in his bat car from Follow the Bird movie. Yeah, and Sam. Where the hell is Sam the robot?
I want to see them make a Oscar with the car because he had one. He was a taxi driver. Yes. That would be so cool.
The cab didn't go very far, but see, this is what Ideal is copying. I mean, not Ideal. I'm sorry. This is what NECA is copying.
Hold on, K Munin. I'll get back to your comment.
It's the 1975 Ideal Jaws game. See, and it's a spring-loaded jaw or rubber band loaded, and it's got all that little junk in there, which is all multicolored in the picture. But when you got it, it was all one color.
Oh. And
you have a hook, and you take turns taking the junk out until the jaws snapped closed. And if it snapped on you, you lost. And that's, again, 1975 Jaws or Ideal Jaws. That's what they were making.
Yeah. K Munin, we are the target of, we are the target audience. Kids aren't playing with nothing. Masters of the Universe, Predators, Ninja Turtles, G.I. Joe. It's all us because that's what we had, and we all want that back. So they know it. All you got to do is slap a picture of something from the 80s and people are going to watch it, are going to want it.
Yeah.
And they pulling on that nostalgic heartstring and say,
70s, 80s, even 90s.
Yeah.
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 And Saturday morning, that's right. I saw that. I didn't get it in time for the roundup, though. But yeah, Popples. They're bringing back the Popples.
I don't remember Popples. I have a Popples lunchbox because I got it in a lot. Them. But I don't remember Popples or Wuzzles. I don't remember either of them.
And
Last night.
Oh, he likes Shredder Dracula, Richard says.
I like that, too. I thought that had looked real cool. That was a totally... Now that... crossover, I guess, looked really good. It was interesting. I like that one because they always do the turtle crossover with something, never like the villains or somebody else. It's always like the turtles. So I thought that one was pretty good.
And Blue Splash says at least David doesn't need to rush to Target to get Bert and Ernie vintage baby. Yeah, I prefer the vintage.
Yeah,
that's just my personal preference. And Richard loves them. Blue Splash, NECA child abuse on Grand Cooper, huh? And Johnny, no, it's not. Big Bird and Snuffy are not yet available. They're not yet available, as far as I'm aware.
You're gonna have to wait.
7. Yeah, no junk, man. This is not a store.
No, this is all our personal collection, things that we've picked up over the years. People think it's a store and they'll lie and say they came to our store and we wouldn't give them a deal.
I had someone do that in the comments section once. They said, yeah, I went to their store and I couldn't get any good deals.
Yeah.
They're not so great. And it's like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, of course you didn't get a deal because we're not a store and you were never here.
Yeah, you were never here. The stuff people say, it's incredible.
Yeah, whatever.
And Gilgamesh, I hope NECA's Oscar has more of a body than what they've shown so far. It doesn't look like there's much of him.
Well, they never showed his body in the cartoon. I mean,
you either saw the top half or the bottom half.
Yeah, you saw his
sometimes that you'd see the can walking.
Yeah,
and you could see his legs, or you would see the top half of his body coming out of the can, unless you bought the doll from Knickerbocker, because Knickerbocker made Oscar doll.
You have that.
I don't have the plush. I have the hand puppet.
Oh, you got a hand puppet.
That's not from Knickerbocker, though. Those hand puppets right there are Child Guidance.
Oh, there's something.
Yeah, but I've got the Oscar hand puppet from Child Guidance, but I don't have any of the dolls that were made by Knickerbocker.
Yeah, don't forget. Ernest. Yeah, Ernest Goes to Camp, and Johnny loves all of the Ernest films. He had a TV show.
Saturday morning said Ollie's is the place to go. They're like the modern age KD now, as far as trying to buy that old any clearance toys. I don't
remember Bruno.
Yep, Bruno was the construction worker who worked with Sully, and sometimes Sully, you would see his full body instead of the half puppet. Remember Sully, the construction worker? And he had a partner who didn't talk.
That wanna sound familiar.
But sometimes Sully would come out as a full body costume carrying the can, and the arms were around the can.
Yeah.
But actually, you know, the guy in the Sully costume had his arms up in here because he's operating Oscar. They would do that occasionally.
That wanna sound familiar. Yeah, Oscar was a taxi driver.
80s.
And every so often they would show him pull up in his cab.
Toy Chic says idea for video challenge. Channels show off their card and figures with different store price stickers. See how many are out there. A lot of ours have I don't mind a price tag as long as it's not huge. You know, if it's big and covers everything up, I don't like that. But if it's just a regular price tag, to me, it's a little bit of history.
Nerd has the Ideal Jaws box.
That was a classic toy.
Really?
In that era, yeah, that was a popular toy.
Johnny don't know Sam the Robot. David, the only person that knows Sam the Robot, because he made it up.
He was made out
like
of junk.
2 days ago.
Oscar made him. He was made out of garbage.
Really?
Yeah. Saturday morning says his little nephew loves He-Man Origins, Ninja Turtles, and One Piece action figures.
Hey,
and there's Brian.
Brian, how are you?
Glad you could make it today. Werebears.
No, I don't remember no Werebears.
That sounds familiar.
Not a store. Wish it was. Love to see that in person.
We need to do a tour soon.
We haven't done a tour in a long time. We got some new stuff and we changed some things around.
Yeah, because
we actually could do a tour and you would see something new.
Yeah.
And fresh. But the one thing I don't like is when we don't change anything.
Yeah.
And then it's like it's the same thing.
Things get added all the time, and you know it's kind of fun because we get a lot of weird stuff that people didn't know even existed, or they forgot about it. It's like, oh my god, I haven't seen that since I was a kid. Like when Pixel Dan was here. And it was the bad case of worms because that he stopped there. That's what it was. Because which is these? Because I've got a shipper case full of them. That's the Mattel 1981 bad case of worms, and he's looking at it and he's like, I know I've seen this. Yeah, and I gave him one.
Yeah,
I gave him one.
Ollie's. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, because like I said, I got a box full of them. It's like, Dan, take one. But
Ollie's need to get NECA figures. I want to see that next. Says David.
Yeah, give him time.
Yeah.
And Gilgamesh says the Metal Luna Mutant Krang crossover looks great. He'll be my favorite Universal crossover. NECA's done. And Johnny said, speaking of stores, David, remember the store in my area I told you was going under. Tomorrow's the last day. They're closing down and liquidating everything. It's a pop store. Funko Pops, pretty much almost exclusively, right? Funko Pop.
They probably got some good figures in there.
Maybe, but I mean, it.
Hey, Daniel.
Daniel is here. He says, do you think McFarlane will make a George Reeves Superman? There really has been any sort of figure George Reeves Superman since his death
because he was
in
like the
69.
first one.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, the daddy was Superman.
That would be interesting. That would be. I don't know if anybody's done. I don't know if anybody has done him. George Reeves, and it could. You know, maybe the family is just tight-lipped on it because of the circumstances surrounding his death.
Yeah, they said, didn't he kill his wife then himself or somebody? It was some murder involved in there.
Yeah.
I saw a documentary on it. It was some murder involved. And then now Christopher Reeve's son is a journalist, and they have some kind of hockey league where you sit on this. I don't know if the people are disabled or they just do it as a fundraiser, but you sit on this thing. It looks like a skateboard. And you play hockey, and it's the Christopher Reeves something hockey.
Okay.
I saw that on the news. Yeah, but his son looks just like him. I saw him. He's on the news.
That's interesting.
Hey, Patrick, how are you?
Patrick has joined us today, and we're catching up. I know we're behind Gilgamesh said Beverly Hillbillies movie Ernest and Jed was the only casting choice I approved of. I don't even remember seeing it. I know there was a live action.
Yeah, there was a movie. I remember that. What, it came out in the 90s or the early
in the 90s went through this
something?
transition of trying to make like films like they did The Honeymooners as a live action film. Well, Honeymooners was a live, television to movie transitions. They did The Honeymooners. Will Ferrell did Bewitched, which was horrible.
Really? They did a Bewitched movie?
Terrible. It was terrible.
I didn't know that.
He also did Land of the Lost, which was terrible.
He did a lot of dumb stuff.
Yeah, he did. He's had more bad films than good ones, honestly.
He didn't have a lot of good ones.
The only ones that I can think of, Dukes of Hazzard, terrible. The only one I can think of where, off the top of my head, was a TV show that they made into a film, and I was like, okay, that's not bad. Was The Addams Family. The Addams Family film with Raul Julia wasn't bad. It was actually kind of neat.
No, I'm not going to get the Loyal Subjects Strawberry Shortcake. I have one figure from that. Yeah, I think I got one figure from that. I'm not interested in collecting those because I have almost all of the original ones. Now, I wanted to get the Rainbow Bright ones, but I only ever see one figure from that, and that's the Rainbow Bright.
Yeah.
I did get the big dolls. I wanted to get the smaller ones, but I did get the bigger dolls. So I'm pretty much done with
box
that.
versions of those are tough.
Yeah, I got the Loyal Subject ones because the original ones are so expensive. The Strawberry Shortcake, they haven't gotten like ridiculous yet. Like Rainbow Bright, all of them are over $100. You can still find the Strawberry Shortcake sometimes under 50. Well, sometimes
that's because there's so many incarnations. Kenner would switch them up a little bit and then reissue them in a different box. So there's like 5-6 versions of each of them, and it's the same dolls, maybe a little bit of a costume change or a different box style. And
then they did the babies. So then they made all of the main characters babies, and then they got like different things. So I think that kept the price down. But when Rainbow Bright, they just kind of made it. They made the dolls. They made what 8-inch doll and a 12-inch doll, 18-inch doll, something like that.
A big and a small one.
Yeah. And then they re-released it in 2003
from Hallmark.
And that one looks really good. It's a standard size 6-inch. So, that's enough of that. I don't need no more. Oscar would get
paired with Maria a lot in the 80s, the show, Saturday Morning Says, leading him to pick on her in funny gags, and he never took her where she really wanted to go on the sloppy jalopy. Reston is here.
Hey, Reston, how are you?
Glad that we got things resolved with Big Bad Toy Store.
Yeah,
that was surprising because apparently they're watching, because we had an issue. We had an issue, and we just reached out to the community and said in one of the videos, "Hey, have you had an issue with Big Bad Toy Store with a return?" And they called her.
On the phone.
On the phone. They called her and it says, "Hey, this is so-and-so. We saw your video," and it's okay.
Yeah, I thought it was a joke.
Yeah.
But the guy said he looked into it.
Steve says, "You're right. Burger King did come out with Star Wars Frisbees in the 80s. KFC put out flexible Frisbee years later. I have 2 or 3. Okay.
Yeah, the guy said that he went back and read through the whole thread of emails and chat, and he was like, "You're right. I guess they're used to or thought I was making this up." And I'm like, "No, I got proof. I worked with the government long enough to know you got to keep a paper trail."
Yeah.
So I'm a firm believer in paper trails. So he read through it, and then he looked and he was like, "Oh, shoot, you're right. You did contact us and got kind of blown off." So they refunded my money, and that's all I wanted. Well, no, they didn't refund it. Sorry, they gave me store credit, and that was fine. And that's probably what I should have asked for to
in the
start
first
with
place.
Is store credit. I don't know why I didn't, because like I said in the video, I do have stuff on pre-order. So the store credit made sense. But they said I just got lost in the sauce. I fell through the cracks, and they made it right.
Blue Splash wants to know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Gee whiz.
I'm sorry.
Blue Splash wanted to know about the...
Was that drop ceiling? No, we had to put it in.
Yeah.
No, we put in the drop ceiling.
And Mark Franco has joined us.
How are you? I went to the store yesterday to pick up autobiographies of Hulk Hogan. Oh, okay. Flair, Piper, Bobby Heenan. Whoa.
And wants to know if you're getting lamb chop.
Yes, I am. Because I like lamb chop.
Robert wants to know if they ever do a Bob Crane figure of Hogan's Heroes. Sideshow in the early 2000s did Hogan's Hero figures. And Spike is excited about My Pet Monster because they're trying to bring that back.
Yeah.
Those have gotten real expensive. I remember in the 90s you couldn't get $10 for one. And now they're like insanely expensive. Gilgamesh liked the A-Team movie.
I remember that coming out. I didn't see it though.
You know what was bad? The Charlie's Angels movie. That was really bad. And there were two of them.
Really?
Yeah. There were two of them. And Saturday Morning said they did the Return of the Beverly Hillbillies.
Are you serious?
Oh, TV movie. That's the original cast, though.
Okay.
And a Green Acres and Petticoat characters are also in the movie.
Oh.
But yeah, that's, I mean, like in a theater is like trying to redo Beverly Hillbillies. And it's just like, oh, why would you do that?
I don't. Oh, yeah, that's why I was thinking open the modern ones since you have box vintage. The articulation is great. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, but even if I would have get it, I wouldn't open it. So it's like, yeah, I wouldn't open it. They did Pee-wee and caught the adult. Oh yeah.
No. Well, he denied it.
Yeah.
Saturday Morning. Oh yeah, Car 54 and Get Smart remake movies also, and The Avengers 60s TV show. They redid as a film as well, and it's a lot of that's just not necessary. They did what is that one that we're watching now with Roger Moore, The Saint. They did The Saint as a film, and it's like without Roger Moore.
Oh,
and
it's
like no. Saturday Morning says, don't forget all the movies and cartoon glasses from McDonald's, Burger King, Pizza Hut. You can't drink out of today due to lead. Muppets, Smurfs, Care Bear movies, and Goonies, and etc. But yeah, I mean, I don't think I hope nobody's drinking out of those now. I hope they're just collecting them.
We drank out of them as kids.
Yeah, we drank out of them as kids, and we're still alive. Junkman says lots of Sesame Street stuff, but Captain Kangaroo gets no love. I want a NECA Captain Kangaroo. Yeah, he had, was it Knickerbocker? Made a set of dolls. They did Captain Kangaroo and Mr. Green Jeans. And it's like, they look almost like Dapper Dan from Play School. They're like so big in a window box. And there's a lunch box and there's some little cups. There wasn't that much merchandising for Captain Kangaroo, puzzles and junk like that.
If they do a Zoobly Zoo on DVD, I'm getting it. Zoobly Zoo, I thought was fun.
Saturday Morning, there is a Great Space Coaster action figure.
Oh, is it? Yeah. And the Zoobly Zoo action figures, I would get that.
It's up for pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store because it's a new thing.
But they never did Zoobly Zoo.
No, just coloring books and crap. But never made figures before. But now they're starting to.
Yeah, if they do Zoobly Zoo action figures and DVD box set, I'm on it.
As far as Zoobly Zoo, I don't think so. Just regular merchandising, like coloring books and junk, but not like figures or toys like that.
Oh no, Mark, you don't have to work on me opening up the figures.
She don't want to open nothing.
No, I don't know. I just can't do it. I'll open. Now I have opened it if it was already open and the figure fell out and I opened it and put it back.
Reset
and then,
the figure.
Yeah, and then I closed it back up. But if it still has that factory tape on it, I'm not gonna do it. It'll just stay fall out.
Yeah.
So, but we got some pickups. David was chomping at the bit to show, so we're gonna show it. Yep.
And Johnny wants to know why no characters from the Electric Company. With all of those famous people that were in the original Electric Company, you think they're going to pay all of those franchise rights? This is all your pickups.
Yeah, you brought the box over.
Well,
now this is Sky Commander. Honestly, I got this thinking that it was something else.
Here we go.
I haven't watched it yet, but I do have it saved now that I got it. And I realized I got the wrong thing. I got it saved to watch. So I got this, and I got a couple of more coming. And this one came out in the 90s. This is a 90s cartoon. Can't tell you anything about it because I haven't watched it yet. So that's that.
Yep. And they it's another Kenner like 2-inch figure.
Yeah.
Similar to Mask.
And then you hang up a piece of string and it sails back and forth.
Yeah.
Junkman said he did a video on the Mr. Rogers playset by Ideal. Never seen it in real life, but not sure if it was ever released or just shown at the 78 Toy Fair.
It was released, but you'll never find it.
Don't you have it?
I don't have that. I have the trolley from that line.
Oh.
The playset, I've seen bits and pieces for sale over the years. Usually the finger puppets. I've never seen one complete, never seen the box. The only one that, every once in a while the trolley pops up, which is, let me see.
David wants to see Carmen Sandiego figure. I need that in my collection. I think I've seen that on like eBay or something. Sandiego? Yeah. John Cena's heel turn is nothing new to me because he's turned heel before.
Says Austin Bird.
Yeah, I heard that they're making a big deal about him. Hold on, I'm trying to move this.
Yeah.
Sky Commanders came out in the 80s. Okay, thank you. On Saturday morning.
Yeah, 87, I think.
They're making a big deal about him becoming a heel because he's been a baby face since the beginning.
And there's the they said 21 years. That's the playset. And then there's 3 hand puppets that were done by Ideal. I have 2 out of 3 of the hand puppets. I'm missing Lady Elaine. But again, this occasionally a piece turns up, but I've never seen one complete. Never. The trolley, this one still works. I did a video on this one. Trolley works. The whole thing with the John Cena, and I had talked about it. I did a video on it.
Oh, thank you, K. Munin.
I did a video on the John Cena heel turn, talking about basically, because someone had asked me about it, that it's not as significant as when Hulk Hogan did it. Why?
Yeah.
And the argument that the counter argument I got about that was, okay, but this was a much better storyline. And my response to that is, but you knew it was a story. That's essentially it. The reason the Hulk Hogan's whole situation was bigger was because back then people still believed that stuff.
Yeah.
There was a mystique around wrestling, period, by which they never got out of character. Look what it's done to Ric Flair. He still can't get out of character. He's like that every time anyone sees him. He's crazy. But they lived and breathed that, and they will not move away from it. Look at Bret Hart and that whole, for example, what was it? The Montreal Screwjob. Everybody has already said the Montreal Screwjob was staged. Get Bret Hart to say it. No, it's cool. I actually punched out McMahon and I really did this and that. He still won't admit it because he can't get away from that, because that's how they were raised in the business, was to stay in character. And most people, in the back of their mind, they can look at it and say, oh, there's no way that's real, but no one will admit it.
Yeah.
And so you always wondered. That's what made Hogan's turn so significant. And he was huge at the time. Love him or hate him, he was huge. And Cena heel turn, again, better story, sure, but you knew it was a story. It's as simple as that, because they openly admitted now, yeah, we faked the whole thing. The athleticism is there because they still get hurt. They still wear themselves out. Physically, it's very, very taxing. And emotionally, what they do, but it's still a storyline, and they admit it now. Yeah, Sylvian says Brady Bunch movie with Shelley Long as the mom was good. I'll give you that. The Brady Bunch remake, but the Brady Bunch movie wasn't based on the show, was based on the play, which was a parody of the show. And it was supposed to be campy and funny in that regard. But yeah, the Brady Bunch movies were fun.
I never seen John Cena wrestle. I was not watching wrestling by the time he started wrestling. So only thing I've ever seen of John Cena is movies that he's been in or voiceovers in commercials. That's it. I have never to this day, and I've never even seen a clip of him wrestling on like YouTube or something.
Yeah, I don't really hardly ever seen him.
Yeah, so I don't know nothing about him wrestling.
And there's one of the hand puppets. Like I said, the only one I'm missing is Lady Elaine. And they had another set that came out from a different company in like 84 or 85, something like that were not like these. They were cheaper. But they did X the Owl and stuff. And there's a better shot, actually a color shot of that play set that Junkman was talking about there.
Oh, that's the play set?
That's the play set
right
there.
Make-believe?
Yeah, it's got the tree house, and it's got Lady Elaine's little museum go around in the castle. And of course, you had to buy the trolley to get Lady Elaine, though, because she didn't come with this set. But yeah, man, I would love to have that if that ever came up for auction.
Man, you wouldn't be able to afford it. It'd take a year's wage.
I probably wouldn't. This stuff is expensive enough.
Yeah, it'd take a year's wage.
Yeah, I can imagine. There's people that are looking, and I've seen the finger puppets, just the finger puppets, go for over $100 a piece at auction.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy.
The Fugitive was a good older show that never got a movie with Harrison Ford and Tommy Lee Jones.
That's right.
Hey, T. Stewart. Finally found my Robotech Greer, the card, something another.
Cardboard SDF-1, mint in the box.
Yeah, Shelley
Long, we know. Munin says wrestling is irrelevant. Figures don't sell. Shirts are all on clearance.
You're right about that. Go ahead.
She also picked this up.
I picked that up because when the
already had Toxic.
Yeah. And I want to get the Toxic Crusader set, and the original set is expensive.
That's true.
The carded figures go a lot of times for over $100 a piece.
I like the way they did the blister.
Yeah.
It looks like a barrel.
When they came out with these, and Super 7 started doing them too, I was like, okay, now that's a good alternative, because the original is so expensive. So that was at Walmart. I got Toxie months ago, never saw Dr. Killamoff, and then finally they had it. So I was like, well, I might as well get it because I got Toxie already.
Johnny says they still say Piper's coconut to Snuka's skull was real. Jimmy Superfly and Roddy Piper took that to the grave, claiming that was real. And he was like, there's no way you can't saw a coconut, whatever. No, you can shatter one and glue it back together. If you watch the video on that, and it's well done, because that promo is really well done. He's reaching in the bag and he's taking stuff out, coconuts, whatever, dropping them on the table, right? And then he gets to one and stops. He don't reach in the bag anymore. He stops with one because he got the one that's marked. He hits Snuka in the forehead with it, and Snuka falls out. Snuka's wearing a headband made out of seashells. No blood. Okay. No splash of fluid from the coconut when it falls apart. I guess that one was just dry. Then when Snuka gets up and chases him, he runs through a stage door and shuts it, and Snuka runs up and pounds on the door with his hands. Too bad he didn't try the knob. It was staged. like everything else in those days. But you could never get them to admit that. They were all, right up to the day they died, they said that was real.
Saturday Morning says Mission Impossible movie did pretty well at the box office and turned the main hero of the IP evil and killed him off.
Ethan Hawke. Yeah, that's right. Mission Impossible, Tom Cruise has been able to keep that alive.
Anyone? Okay, Robert, remember Ray Rayner from Chicago? Kind of like Good Morning America.
I don't remember that.
I don't know about that.
And Frankenfrog has joined us.
Hey, Frankenfrog, how are you?
Pastor Rick said, anybody remember a children's show called Giggle Snort Hotel in the 70s?
Oh, no.
I don't think so. I don't think I remember that one. Yeah, Dr. Kill 'Em Off, Blue Splash. Kill 'Em Off was, the cartoon was hilarious. The cartoon, it was only one season Saturday morning. It was funny, though.
Yeah, the Toxic Crusader, they're bright and colorful.
Yes.
And the original ones are bright and colorful. The cartoon is really good.
They're a far cry from the films. The films are gory as hell.
Yeah.
But the cartoons are really funny and they're smartly written. And they have adult innuendo, little side jokes that you have to be an adult to get. Mm-hmm. Like when he says, when the girl asks him, what are you doing after work? And he says, well, he's going to go home and, what was it?
I don't know.
He's going to go home and he's going to practice his burping for about an hour. And then she was like, well, what are you going to do after that? And he says, I'm going to polish my chicken. And it's like, oh, come on, dude. There's some of the things that they were saying. Yeah.
Saturday Morning just found out that they did the Sword and the Sorcerer action figures for kids based on a movie full of blood and nudity.
Oh, yeah.
Love the 80s.
Oh, no. Robert remembers Giggle Snort. And Hotel Balderdash. I don't remember that.
Hi, Felicia.
He says, greetings from New York.
Hey.
Have you ever visited the Fred Rogers Institute Museum in
Pennsylvania? They have one?
No, we have not.
Never even heard of it.
And Saturday Morning said USA would air gory toxic adventure movies daytime right after Cartoon Express returns of She-Ra or Smurfs.
Reruns.
Really? Because there was the Toxic Crusader, there was Nukem High 2. They had a couple.
Hey, Carlos.
Hey, Carlos is there. I can hold. Well, I'll message you about that. I know what you're talking about. I'll message you about that.
Carlos trying to get that business set up, trying to get us to save some money for his table, but you're not getting me, Carlos.
Oh
no.
Oh no. Unless you have some was it Sky Commanders? Unless you have Sky Commanders.
No, Jason the Wheel Warriors, because
Wheel Warriors.
Sky Commanders, I'm already kind of overrun with. I actually bought a bunch because I found a couple of vendors that had more than one, and then I like to find those people because then I ask them to bundle it up and do all of that, so you get a good price. And Sky Commanders is still pretty affordable. You can get them for under $50.
Yeah,
some of the pieces you can get for under $50. So, and then something that I realized, wasn't even looking for it, but Beetlejuice, the original toy, is really going down. It's taking a tank, because even though they were under $100 to start with, they're gone down even more. And David thinks it's because the movie was so bad. The movie that just came out
didn't go over well.
Was so bad. So,
because it peaks because the film's coming out, and then if it doesn't do well, bam, and then eventually it'll level back off.
Hey, Thomas. So I noticed some of the figures and the vehicles, I got offers for like in the $20 range. So if you wanted Beetlejuice, the original Beetlejuice
figures,
now's the time. Yeah, now is the time. Get on eBay, look around, because people are dumping them.
It's kind of like when She-Hulk tanked, and because that book graded a good grade, 9.8 graded copy was getting like $2,500 or something, and now it's like down to a couple $100.
Wow!
Because people just when it didn't do well in the MCU, everybody they bail on it. They bail on it. It's down below where it was before the film, or before the show rather.
Wow.
Robert wants to know why the Fraggle Rock lived underground.
That's something we'll never know.
That's right. Saturday Morning Shadow.
Yes, the shadow figures. Because David did a video of affordable
90s.
Well, he did.
Yeah.
He broke it down into decades, 70s, 80s, and 90s toys. And the shadow was on there. And I actually got that whole set. And you can, I don't know now, but then you could get those for under $50. And that's the same for Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
They were pretty affordable. But Jason the Wheel Warriors, you got some of them that's on eBay now. Everything, even the carded figures, are over $100.
Yeah.
So they're pretty pricey. I do have loose complete Sky Commanders, but no Wheel Warriors. I do have loose Beetlejuice stuff.
Okay.
And discarded toys. Hi.
He loves Beetlejuice from Burger King.
Oh, Burger King had Beetlejuice. Okay. I know.
And Thomas found complete Beetlejuice for under 50.
Yeah, they're going down.
Yeah.
Because I was buying them before the movie. I mean, like I said, they were still under $100, but they were over 50, you know. But now you can kind of get them pretty cheap.
And Sylvian brings back Hulk Hogan's show Thunder in Paradise.
I never saw that.
I do remember that show. It didn't last long though. I remember that. Munin says 2,500 to a few hundred is a heck of a loss in value. She-Hulk TV series did some damage. It did.
Did a lot. Well,
you know, that's speculative buyers though, and everybody starts jumping on it, and they get carried away. It's an impulse purchase.
Thank you, Steve.
Yeah, he's thank you, Steve. He says the first time he caught the show.
Very entertaining.
But you've seen that. You saw that with the Eternals comic.
Yeah.
You've seen that with a bunch of comics in the last few years. And the toys, vintage toys. Stuff is climbing because of spark of interest, and that's those so-called investment buyers. Yeah, speculative buyers. And then if it doesn't do well, bam, it just tanks. And eventually you just got to wait for it to level back off.
I never heard of Power Masters. Got a cartoon, but Animax only got a Marvel comic. No, I never heard of Power Masters. I never heard of them. So no, we don't have any figures of them.
Power Masters, those are the guys that they flip around. And Blue Splash Mutant League, very expensive toy line, also had a cartoon. And Johnny has the original movie poster from King Kong and Superman 76 and 78.
Too bad you can't get those signed. I know you would have been on it.
He's getting them linen backed.
What is that?
He's going to have them, pressed and flattened out and put in a frame.
Matte and framed?
Yes.
Oh.
Matte and framed. Robert says, what play sets are made of companies? Taco Bell, McDonald's, Burger King, Holiday Inn.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of those were made by Child Guidance. And it was the Familiar Places line. And they did Holiday Inn. They did Holiday Inn. They did, no, not Child Guidance.
Familiar Places.
Familiar Places was Play School. And they did McDonald's. They did Holiday Inn. They did
Burger King.
No.
Was it KFC? I got you a bunch of that stuff.
No. Oh. You're throwing me off.
Child Guidance did KFC.
Yeah, Child Guidance did the Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah.
That's
the food changed when they called it KFC.
Yeah.
That chicken ain't as good as when it was just Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Mm-hmm. And Silos has the entire line of Power Masters.
It's a fantastic. I never heard of them. I would have to see the cartoon. Now I know, right? I say that, and I never saw Sky
Saturday
Commanders.
Morning says, think Mask meets G.I. Joe, had Optimus Prime and Starscream doing voices, Animax, Thundercats, like guys riding cars.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Are made by Lionel. Oh, okay. The people who made the trains.
And Johnny said Mattel and not matted in frame, but getting a tough tarp-like backing permanently attached increases the value and helps the poster to last longer. I see.
Hey, David.
And he wants to know if I have the Galoob Inspector Gadget. No.
I thought you had that.
I don't have Inspector Gadget. There's two.
Oh.
I have the McDonald's Happy Meal Inspector Gadget from the live action film that was trash.
Okay.
But but it was awful. Then they had a sequel. But yeah, the Galoob made it's two different boxed versions. One box I think it's like gray and one looks like bricks. But no, I do not have that. Tough to find in decent shape.
Mark says he watched the Mutant League cartoon yesterday on YouTube. It's not good, but he has the carded figures. They're very expensive. I don't think I've heard of Mutant League. We're currently watching Starcom.
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad. We're watching Starcom. We're still on what's that one? Spiral Zone. We're still watching Spiral Zone. And we're watching Blackstar. So the new one that we picked. Oh, and that Cyborg 009. I can't really get into that one.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm not really getting into that one. We're on, I think, episode 4. But
it's just like
it's not catching my interest like all that.
No, it's just like this endless stream of tanks that like a bunch of people jumping around holding a baby or destroying.
Yeah, and the baby's like leading the group.
Yeah, it's weird.
And they all got like different powers, which is okay. Hey, Out of Sight, how are you? Just not able to really get into it. So it's like, nah, I don't think we're gonna keep watching that one. But that's what we're on now. Starcom is surprisingly good. It has a good storyline.
It looks like it was done by the same animators as the real Ghostbusters.
Power Master cartoon clips on YouTube, and so is Animax toy commercials, including the rare Animax Bridge playset. You gonna show the rest of the stuff we picked up? I'll show you guys Power Masters when you come to Joe Fest. Okay. If you still have them now.
Yeah. Because you gotta make your money.
Yeah. You seen Transformers Master Force cartoon yet, Dub? No, we haven't. We finished watching 3 seasons of Transformers. We got to the one where they started changing the animation style.
Where they
I couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah, when Rodimus Prime was in charge.
Yeah, I couldn't take it anymore.
It was too much. This is
gotta run. Okay, thank you, Junkman. Thank you for stopping by.
Wing Commander 1999, and this is X Toys, a company you probably never heard of.
Now I got this thinking it was Wing Commander Academy.
Yeah,
I saw the cartoon Wing Commander Academy.
Yeah.
This is actually really cheap. It's only 8 figures in the set.
Yeah.
And 2 vehicles.
See.
I got all 8, I'll tell you, for $40 for all 8.
Yeah, and the shows are associated somehow, but
Yeah, but I thought that was from the cartoon.
Yeah.
But then when I got it and saw the card, and the card is an actual person. I was like, I don't think that's the cartoon.
No.
But it's from the 90s.
And you find a lot of figures like this, like the Babylon 5 figures, worthless. Mm-hmm. You can get them real cheap if you want a Babylon 5 figures. You know what I mean?
Oh, a Harry and a Henderson's.
Yeah, they had it's a talking doll. It's a pull string talker, I believe.
I don't know if we're going to watch the new He-Man movie.
I already lost interest in it just looking at the pictures.
Thank you, Stone Sour.
Stone Sour made a donation for the kitty fund.
Yes.
For our cat, our feline friends. Thank you so much.
Oh, they're doing a plushie of my Pet Monster. Loyal Subjects is.
Yeah, they're bringing it back. They're bringing back My Pet Monster.
Okay.
Saturday Morning says Monster Force is
Master Force is an anime. Master Force. David, you would be correct. Never heard of X Toys. Great name for a toy company, though.
Sure, why
says
not? Union. And Gilgamesh remembers the Wing Commander video game.
Yeah, it is a video game because when looking for the vehicles, you'll see the video games and all of the discs and everything, the computer discs.
Mm-hmm. Nostalgic said when PepsiCo bought Kentucky Fried Chicken, they came together with Taco Bell, probably changed the ingredients to save money. so they could use the same ingredients for both brands. That's possible. And they bought Frito-Lay at that time.
I don't know if Mark Hamill is in it, but Freddie Prinze is. I know because after I saw it, and I'm like, this doesn't look like the cartoon. I looked it up, and it is Freddie Prinze. So I said, I tried to read it to see if it was just a live action of the cartoon. I couldn't really figure it out. So I was like, well,
yeah,
I got it, and it's vintage. Plus, I only paid $40. So.
Sure. Yeah, $19.99 is vintage. Sorry, folks, you got old.
Yeah, for an excellent price.
It happened.
And there are quite a few, and I noticed the people that do have it are selling them in lots. So if you want them, everybody that has it on eBay just about have them in lots.
Yeah.
And the lots are pretty cheap. So if you want to get into something vintage and you want something cheap, there you go.
Reston said he heard, Mattel won.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about that earlier.
Back. Does that mean McFarlane's done? Not necessarily, because you see multiple companies doing the exact same franchises all over the place.
No.
How many companies are making DC figures? How many companies are making Ninja Turtles or Masters of the Universe or whatever? There's a lot of companies making a lot of the same stuff, just in maybe a different height or with a different type of articulation.
Saturday Morning Fan got a vintage blind bag for $10. Ended up with action figures from Titans AE, Warriors of Virtue, Extreme Ghostbusters, and Legend of Zelda Link.
And Warriors of Virtue, that's another one. It was a movie with like these kung fu
figures.
Kangaroos, really. But that's an inexpensive toy line as well. It's Blue Splash. You remember the cartoon in the 90s called Action Man, where I'd be a live action intro that would convert over to the cartoon in the show? Yes.
This sounds familiar.
And they made figures. Kenner did it, right? After Hasbro bought Kenner out, but they were using like the Hall of Fame G.I. Joe bodies for those, right? Sylvan. New Captain America movie. Who is the audience for these movies? We didn't see it. I'm not interested in seeing it.
No.
I'm
really not interested in seeing anything. I'm still holding out for the Batman Part 2.
Yeah.
And I think they said that they pushed that back
again
for more reshoots.
Which is not a good sign.
The first one I liked. I thought the first one was good. But I guess like the movie companies are getting scared because of everything else that's coming out and so bad. And then they got the new Superman coming out, which I'm not interested in seeing that either. The only thing I am, and now they're starting to make me nervous, is the Batman movie. And now I don't even think I'm caring about that too much. So I probably won't go to the theater to see that. I probably will just wait until it comes out on DVD and save some money and watch it on DVD instead of getting the whole movie experience.
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of mad about the Joker movie. I did like it.
The second one?
Yeah, I liked it, but that one could have waited.
Yeah.
They could have waited.
I don't have to ever see it again. It wasn't good.
Yeah.
But and then, the other argument that that Marvel hasn't done a good film since Endgame. And honestly, I don't even think Endgame was good. Personally,
it wasn't horrible.
It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't to the caliber of the other films. It wasn't. They dropped the ball with that last one.
David is not a man you want to watch movies with. I'll just tell you that now.
Robert says that he's been watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Why?
He thinks the show is good.
I like the second season where she's fighting Adam. I never saw Buffy. I don't know nothing about. I know she's a vampire slayer, but
Blue Splash is wondering if they'll run Sesame Street into the ground.
Yeah,
well, they've been cranking out Sesame Street stuff nonstop for decades.
Yeah,
Thomas,
but they cranked it up though.
Oh, Thomas says made some great purchases. One is the 76 Marks Batman Kids Watch, and it still works. Interesting. He got one for Easter in 1977.
Wow, cool.
Tracked it back down.
That's good.
Tracked it back down. It's nice that it still works.
Mm-hmm.
Munin says people holding out for Superman, but he can see the film being a flop. Yeah. The dog will carry it. Saturday morning, Wing Commander, Street Fighter, Savage Dragon, Mortal Kombat cartoons, all done on one block, and they had the same bad guy show up in LJN and all the shows, making the first Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat stealth crossover. And Lamel, are you aware of the two different Spiral Zone toy lines? No. Tonka versus Bandai. Same logo, completely different engineering and designs. Yeah, because the Bandai one was like a 3 3/4 inch figure.
I didn't know there were two different lines. Yeah, I know they're expensive.
That's a Japanese import. Oh. And that is like break the bank prices.
I looked it up on eBay, and the prices are expensive, but I didn't notice the manufacturer,
the
like
Tonka
who made
ones,
it.
Well, the Tonka ones are like 8 inch, and they're expensive enough.
Oh, okay.
But the 6 or 8 inches, and then the Bandai are like insanely expensive, and pretty hard to find. I don't even know how many are in it. Johnny says the new Superman film, only reason people will watch is because of crypto.
Yeah, that's true.
They want to see the dog. Yeah, basically.
The best vampire was True Blood. I've heard of True Blood, but I've never watched it. Saw the Buffy movie. They had a Buffy movie that made it to the theaters. Early post movie scene also. Oh wow! I didn't know they made a movie of that, or at least one that would come out in theaters. You know.
Gilgamesh said Endgame did suck. They should have stopped after Infinity War. See?
Hey, display name, how are you? I thought it was okay. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
They had added stuff that didn't need to be there. They had added things. Did they? Yeah, for example, how they created a whole film to shoehorn in Captain Marvel.
Yeah, and then she was only in the movie like a minute.
And when she was there, she was a complete butthole to everybody. Yeah, she was really rude. And it's like, why is this character?
Oh, yeah, she act here? Like, okay, I stopped the whole universe to come and help y'all.
Yeah,
you
whatever.
Know? Yeah.
You know, it didn't, they did things.
Then they had that whole boss woman scene where all the women came together and they were all standing there like, I am woman, hear me roar.
Yeah, and there was a collective groan from the audience when it happened, which was amazing. I heard people going, oh,
I don't remember that.
Because they knew it was such a BS setup. I heard people do that.
I remember everybody jumping up and cheering when Captain America picked up the hammer.
Picked up the hammer,
yeah.
Yes.
Everybody jumped up and cheered and was clapping and screaming and all of this and that there.
Yeah.
So I remember that. And I will admit, when they showed that boss woman scene, I was like, oh my God, who is this about? Maybe because I was saying that, I didn't hear the groan.
Yeah. Because you were mumbling.
I'm sure people will hype up crypto,
but the rest will be poo-poo.
But you know what? You're going to get a lot of statues with crypto and hot toys with crypto and Superman and a lot of Funko Pops and a lot of action figures.
There'll be 2 Supermans from Hot Toys, one with and one without crypto.
Yep. But you're going to have just crypto, I bet, because people are going to want that.
Yeah. Well.
So they're going to have quarter scale statues of crypto. With glass eyes, rooted hair. Buffy had some good villains. Count Dracula, the Gentleman, Glory Guest. I've been watching since the sister died.
I don't remember the show at all.
I've never seen the show, so I don't
Saturday
know.
Morning said Buffy started as a movie and the show was a sequel. Oh, that's right.
Okay, was it?
Now I remember. Yeah, that is correct. And Johnny says that Crypto's not a teacup dog. He's been drawn a few different ways, and they just picked one.
Oh, okay.
Basically. Gilgamesh McFarlane's going back to making Mortal Kombat again. This time he's actually starting with the first game like they should have before.
Oh, hold on. I hit the wrong thing. There we go.
Uh-huh.
From what I heard, the actress who played Captain Marvel was no prize.
No.
Oh,
they had a hard time working with her, from what I understand. Gene Hackman.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
The whole
was
situation
so
with
sad.
Gene Hackman was pretty bad. Apparently, his wife died from some bacterial infection.
Oh, that was so
perhaps
sad.
That you catch from being bitten by a rodent or something.
Oh,
and
how she got bit by a rat in the house?
I don't know, but she got some kind of infection that's associated with rodents, and then because his Alzheimer's was so severe, he basically just wandered around the house until he had his heart gave out. And the 1 out of 3 dogs, there were the one dog that died was apparently actually in a cage and dehydrated.
Oh God!
So yeah, it's a really sad situation all the way around.
That's a sad way to die. That's a shame. And they had been dead for a while. They wasn't, like dead for 2 days. Yeah. They had been dead for some weeks.
Saturday Morning said Black Widow lived and Hawkeye died. They swapped it while filming, but had art of Widow leaving the woman team, so Widow was going to live. Oh, okay. Did they?
I think I had heard something like that, or like she didn't die or something like that. Who knows? Yeah, sad about Gene.
It is. That's really awful. And it's too bad that nobody thought to check on them sooner. But somebody eventually was like, "Hey, I haven't heard from Gene in a while," and called the sheriff in that area and says, "Can you do a welfare check?" And when they got there, it was just a mess.
Oh yeah, I haven't heard any more about that Dr. Doom movie since they said that guy,
since they announced
Iron Man was going to take it.
Robert Downey Jr. was going to do it, and I'm like, why did you? They didn't need to do that, but whatever. But
you don't think he'll be a good Dr. Doom?
I mean, he could, and I go, it's another what if crossover deal where Iron Man becomes Dr. Doom at some point.
So is he going to be Iron Man became Dr. Doom, or is he going to be Dr. Doom?
Nobody's sure. Yet.
Just to act. Okay, so nobody knows anything yet. Yeah, she's been dead 7 days.
Yeah, it's about a week.
Yeah, but it's so sad.
You got to keep your mind active. It's really important to keep your mind active. And Saturday Morning said Doomsday is filming next month. Is it?
Yeah, and then it'll get delayed until 2030 because they're doing reshoots.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and each reshoot is worse than the other. Like the one with the Red Hulk, they completely redid it 3 times.
I would like. Probably in like 10 years, that they leak what they originally filmed. Because, because you got to think, okay, the finished product is, we'll use Captain America. This is the product that made it to the theater. And this is reshoots. They said they did the whole writing again. They reshot all of this. So what did the original look like that they thought, okay, this is so bad, we're going to cut it and put this out. And then everybody hate what you put out. Did. So how bad was what you started with? Hey, Fabio, how are you? That's what I always wonder. Like, are they going to ever leak out that Batwoman?
Oh, they can't. They can't.
I know, but somebody got it.
Yeah, somebody will steal it and put it online.
Yeah, or put it, make some and then sell it in Kroger parking lot.
Because nobody wants
something
to see
like that.
Anyways, they're doing us a favor by putting it in the vault. Raccoon
says,
don't
know how bad it was.
It's bad. Raccoon said it's crazy to think 2030 isn't that far. No.
5 years away.
Yeah, I know.
Adam Driver
should have been Dr. Doom, said Blue Splash. Well, the thing is, Dr. Doom, are they going to scar his face up? Dr. Doom has a really damaged face.
They're going to CGI him to death because Dr. Doom is big, isn't he? Isn't he a big guy? Robert Downey Jr. not big.
No.
So they're going to CGI him like they do everything else.
Doom. Doom's no pushover underneath the armor. Saturday Morning said he's a real Doom who just looks like Tony. What a coincidence. Spider-Man, Pepper, and War Machine are going to be heartbroken when they see him. I don't know.
Oh, so they are going to make
him different from the Tony Stark.
So he's going to be Tony Stark, just Dr. Doom?
He's going to be Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom, not Tony Stark.
Oh. So they're going to just make a new character. He's playing a whole nother character.
Yes.
That has nothing to do. We're not tying nothing in.
Yeah, allegedly.
Okay.
And
but it's not. I'm talking like I care. I'm not gonna go watch it. No, right? I'm talking like, oh man, I'm gonna go watch this, and I want to make sure I know what's going on. I ain't watching nothing.
As Sylvian said, movies are now woke exercises when you tick all the boxes.
I think they're starting to get away from that. They're starting to backpedal.
Well, it's hurt a lot of the industries considerably to do that. You know, you can't. There's only so long you can pander to a fringe minority that really doesn't even support you anyway.
Yeah.
They don't even come out for you. So why bother? And you can only keep that up for so long.
I guess. If they had to redo that Captain America film 3 times, there's no way the film made any money.
They're way overproduction.
Yeah.
They were way overproduction and didn't even come close to
breaking
even.
That's a shame.
Saturday Morning says we only have one more Thunderbolts and Ironheart show till we're out of the Chapek era MCU movies. Fantastic Four will be the first post Chapek era Marvel movie. Is
that the name of somebody that wrote the book?
Maybe. I don't know. Or maybe that's some producer or somebody. I'm not sure. But yeah, I like the look of the Fantastic Four film because I like the Silver Age visuals. I don't like that they swapped out Silver Surfer. I don't care for that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not if you're going to do a classic Silver Age Fantastic Four, you should have a classic Silver Age Silver Surfer, not a what if Silver Surfer from 2012, which is what that is. So that just annoys me.
Warner Brothers has a movie called Wile E. the Coyote versus Warner Brothers, says Frankenfrog. Completely shot, but they refuse to release it. That's probably be funny. As long as Dr. Doom has
a Latvian accent.
What is that?
That's the country he's from. Dr. Doom should have a European accent.
Does Robert Downey Jr. have a European accent?
No.
Exactly.
He can do a British accent, but I don't know about doing like a Eastern European accent.
Oh, from Latvia, yeah, that's what that Latvia. Yeah, that's what that one guy, that strong man I like. He's from there.
He's not from Latvia because that's an imaginary country.
Oh, because he's from that place called Latvia or something like that.
Estonia.
No, not the guy I'm thinking about. The strong man. You harassing
One of them
me.
is from Estonia.
Yeah, but not the one I'm talking about.
Okay. But Dr. Doom should have an Eastern European accent. And he should have a thick, manly voice. I am Dr. Victor Von Doom.
No, David. No. I'm probably going to see Thunderbolts.
Robert's going to see Thunderbolts.
Johnny still wants to talk about Crypto the dog. Has never been officially identified.
It does look like a white terrier. The earliest versions look like a white terrier.
Captain America from
the new one.
Yes. This doesn't stop when I move it. Oh yeah, it does. Okay, now I got it to stop.
Munin says the Marvel movie should give the films a rest. Well, yeah,
all of them. DC, Star everybody,
Wars, all of it. It's fatigued. People are just
all movies need to be put on pause until 2030. All movies, every last one of them.
Because it's too much. Give us a couple of years.
I did see the Fantastic Four trailer on one of those YouTube channels we saw. It looked pretty good. It looked like it was set when in the 60s or something.
Yeah, 50s, that's what I mean. 60s. It has a Silver Age vibe to it. I liked that. Yeah, I like the way that came off. But that it remains to be seen whether or not they do good with the film.
I don't care for that, Mr. Freeze.
Blue Splash likes the Hot Toys, Mr. Freeze, but it's especially if they gave it a chrome finish, that stuff will probably flake off all over the place.
I guess I never realized because I didn't see that film, so I didn't know. I knew Arnold Schwarzenegger played Mr. Freeze, but I never thought about it because I never saw it. He's gigantic to be Mr. Freeze. Everyone I've seen, except for '66 Batman. That guy was kind of big, but he wasn't Arnold Schwarzenegger big.
Yeah.
He always.
And there's two. You didn't see the second one yet, but there's two people who did Mr. Freeze on '66 Batman.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Eli Wallace is going to replace the guy who's doing it now.
I'm very tempted by the Space Zombies from Mars action figure Kickstarter, but I don't think I can stomach giving them money 2 years in advance, especially in these uncertain times.
It says display name. That's why I don't like showing a lot of Kickstarters too, because I like showing obscure action figure lines on the roundup sometimes, but a lot of those Kickstarters, they disappear. Or they give people's money back, or they just flat out disappear.
Yeah.
And so the figure never sees fruition anyways.
Oh, Chapek was the awful CEO who almost burned down Disney. Quantity over quality. He was hated. He is why they had to refilm Captain America 4. He took all power from Feige and gave his banker buddies.
Interesting.
Adam Driver has an accent.
Okay.
Really?
Johnny says I should be a voice actor. Well, people keep telling me that, but I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to break in.
He don't know how to break in to Hollywood. Industry. There's a lot of YouTube videos. What?
Johnny says there's a lot of YouTube videos tell you what you need to know. There's a lot of YouTube videos that tell you a lot of stuff that doesn't freaking work. Let me explain that. There's a lot of them, like all those videos that tell you what to do to get a viral video or to get a lot of subscribers and stuff. They all tell you the exact same thing, and none of it works.
Made a profit. Something 3 made 800 million. Wakanda Forever 800 million. Thor 4 made 800. Doctor Strange almost made $1 billion. Spidey made $1 billion. Yeah. I'm holding up on purchasing things. I have to write 5 things I did during the week. Oh, okay.
What Munin said, Star Wars is not fatigued, it's dead. No one cares about the franchise anymore. Well, they went too far away from the canon of the entire franchise, and people just got tired of it.
Yeah, fans do make better toys, but boy, you're gonna pay, and then nerd. You gotta wait because it's a Kickstarter, and you got to hopefully they get enough to do the project. Yeah, because that's what's going on with those biblical figures that I had ordered. It's been 2 years. Yeah, and they still ain't came out yet.
And then you see what happens. It's like what was that one toy company? The one from England. Big Chief, Big Chief Studios, and they were the ones doing the Doctor Who and the Jerry Anderson stuff, and they just flat out went out of business and had to refund all their pre-orders. Blue Splash, what are your thoughts on the Jada Toys Scooby-Doo line? They look good. They're $30 a piece. It's been done a few times.
Yeah,
those characters have been done a few times. Maybe they'll do it a little better, but
I like Jada. Their toys are usually die cast. They have a better sculpt. I was purchasing them when they did the kind of, they were trying to compete with Funko for a minute, and they had the Jada the toys that looked like Funko, but they were more articulate. They were die cast. They looked better, but they just didn't take off.
Yeah.
And they ran the same price. The box style was better. They presented well, but for whatever reason, it just didn't take off. So I don't know. Yeah. And then they didn't have all these stupid exclusives where you had to run all over creation to find.
Yeah.
So they made it easier for you to get. You could actually find them in stores. And I got the Ninja Turtles. I got the they did Ghostbusters. They also did a few wrestling figures and some Disney characters. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So they did some stuff, but again, it just didn't take off. And Walking Dead, because I got their Walking Dead figures too.
Yeah, a lot of people had tried to do something similar to Funko during
That time,
the height
yeah,
of their popularity.
yeah.
And now they've dropped off, and so nobody cares.
Yeah, but now probably if they were to try it again, it might take off because it's something different. Funko trying to do some stuff now to get back in there, but who knows? I think people just kind of worn out by them. Where is our Scrappy or Van Gogh?
Van Ghoul.
Ghoul.
Toys. No idea.
Hey, Ghost Junk. How are you?
Joined us today. And Blue Splash says, haven't seen the premium DNA Earthworm Jim yet. The company has been very quiet. Yeah, I mean, and you could still get the Playmates ones cheap.
Ooh, yeah.
You could still get the Playmates ones cheap. And those were remade already anyways. There's already been a reissuing in the early 2000s of the Playmates Earthworm Jims. So you could get those too. That came on a different style card. They look almost the same.
David said he lost a lot of money when Big Chief went bankrupt. Was waiting almost 2 years for Commander Koenig figure. That's from Space 1999.
Yeah.
Another company picked up their 3 3/4 Anderson collection figures.
Yeah, because the FTC forced them to refund my down payment for the Tom Baker.
Yeah, the Doctor Who. I think that's what Sylvan is talking about. What happened to Doctor Who?
Yeah, because the
Hey, Johnny.
Yeah, Johnny Sachs. He says, usually enjoy watching the lives on replay. What do you think of the new mask line? Didn't see very much of it. It looks like replicas of the original original mask from Kenner.
Okay, Kim.
Robert says, do you have Voltron? No. I used to have a set of Voltron. I don't anymore. Nerd says, what I value most is creative content like this channel. Well, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
We try. And Ghost Junk says, curious if you guys buy hard or soft protected plastic cases for any of your figures or display them as is.
Soft cases.
Yeah, we get the soft cases. We don't buy the hard acrylic cases. Part of the reason is because they get scratched very easily, and they're expensive.
Very expensive.
Sometimes you just can't get a case.
Yeah,
and
we showed some earlier.
Yeah, you put
like
up so you display them as best you can with because I've got stuff that there are no cases for.
Yeah.
And so you just like my Marshall Brave Star figures in the box.
Yeah.
And I just set them on the shelf. But you do the best you can.
We try not to hang them by the hang tab. Now I'm not gonna lie, I do hang some of them by the hang tab.
I feel like Mr. Grace from Are You Being Served?
But not a lot. I only got I think one line is actually hanging by the hang tab. And that's because of the way the hang tab is, and the card is way too big. And where it is, you can't put a shelf on that stand it's on. So it's hanging on a hang tab, by the hang tab. Other than that, if we can't find a case for it, then we'll stand it up on the shelf.
Joni says, if the only way you could have a TV series is on thumb drive, are you opposed to that?
Yeah.
Thomas suggests, are hero movies losing their luster altogether?
I think so.
Yeah, I think they've kind of killed it. It's been overdone.
Good to know. Okay, he was talking about the things.
Cases.
Yeah, I mean, if you got a TV show that's on a thumb drive, that means something's wrong with the TV or the internet or something like that. Then you're putting the thumb drive into the TV.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. Something's going to happen. And it's not going to work right. I'd rather have the DVD or something or somewhere else. I don't know about a thumb drive. Because how many episodes can you fit on that thumb drive?
I don't know.
Not a lot. Because that's a big file.
Yeah.
Even if you got like a terabyte or something or 2, all the shows we watch, you're not gonna get a lot.
I guess.
Trouble today is new action figures don't have a cartoon on Saturday morning to promote it or after school.
They get buried in the sea of Netflix shows. Robert wants to know if we have Speed Racer, Robotech, or Transformers.
What, on TV?
I think he means toys.
Yeah,
she's got a bunch of
toys.
Transformers. You know that.
Not Robotech or Speed Racer.
And Saturday Morning says AFA does do custom cases for all size box figures, but they charge you a big price.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't want to buy a bunch of real expensive acrylic cases. It's not necessary. And Robert said He-Man was the only new cartoon that came out on Netflix, and they sure did pump out figures, but it was targeted to an adult audience.
Yeah.
That show wasn't put out for kids.
Thanks for sharing the info. Trying to figure out what the best brand would be for my Ghostbusters figure. My Ghostbusters figures are okay. If you go to, I think it's Toy Shield, because I have Ghostbusters and I bought the cases for them. They have cases for the Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
I want to say it's Toy Shield or Protective Shield.
Yeah, it's a
something
big box.
like that. It's almost the size. Grab that one. I think it's almost this size. Yeah,
and this is a Toy Shield case.
Okay, it's Toy Shield.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is the actual case, but if you go on there, they will show you Ghostbusters figures in the case.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's this exact case, but I have Ghostbusters figures and they fit in the case. And I got them from Toy Shield because that's where I got the most of them.
Yeah.
Now you're going to pay. And we talked about this earlier. I'll say it again. If you buy more than one case from Toy Shield, or if you need more than one case from Toy Shield, buy them one at a time. Because if you buy like three different sizes, if you buy various sizes at once, they mix it up, and you'll get like the backing won't fit on the front. They're gonna mess it up.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be more expensive because the shipping is a lot, but at least you'll get what you wanted. If you can try it, maybe they work that out. But you send it back, or you tell them, hey, the tops don't fit on the case. They will correct it.
Yeah, they'll fix it.
But you got to go through all that. It's just easier if you just order one size at a time.
Yeah.
Maybe Transformers. They sometimes do new shows. Okay. Yeah.
Toy Chic, what do you think about the new Motu movie? Not the least bit interested.
No.
I don't even care.
I haven't seen a trailer yet. I don't know if they have a trailer yet, but we have seen some pictures. And
just
from
something else for them to ruin.
Yeah, from the pictures, it looks stupid.
Yeah.
Some portable hard drives can hold tons of shows, but they cost more. The more memory you get.
They get expensive.
Yeah.
Johnny says, crazy how much current TV movies have changed. So much garbage. Which is why we watch primarily vintage shows and films. It's just better. Johnny said he's got a complete series of Chico and the Man on thumb drive because it's never been released on DVD.
Oh, wow.
Well, that guy killed himself. So, so that's probably part of the reason. Maybe the family doesn't want to release the likeness. But, I remember it being on. I couldn't tell you an episode, but I remember it being on. That's right. There was two He-Man shows. Saturday Morning's reminding us they had two versions, and they did release toys for both, but the toys for the cartoon that was for kids looked awful. They looked absolutely
and the toys
awful.
look bad too. Oh, you're welcome. Anytime. Anytime. Thanks a million. Oh, Robert wants to know what size was that Chuck Norris.
Yeah, it's like a what? I think it's a 5-inch.
5 or 6 inch.
Yeah,
I guess.
It's 5.5 inches for the Kenner Chuck Norris Karate Commandos.
Hey,
Jesse Watts here,
and we got
Shao Kahn.
Shao Kahn is here. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, the Kenner Chuck Norris is another line that's not too crazy expensive to get.
It's not? I thought they were costly.
No, you can still get the figures around the $50 mark.
Oh, really?
I believe so, yeah, on the card. It's tough to get them in the condition I got them. But, just a standard figure on the card, probably around 50. Mine are all unpunched except for the Red Ninja. My Red Ninja's a little rough, but he's tough.
Gilgamesh said he backed up all of his DVDs to a couple of 4 terabyte hard drives.
Oh.
That way I don't have to get the DVDs out to watch anything. Keeps them safer.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
And then there's the Karate Corvette, but the Karate Corvettes can be pricey to find sealed.
No, he doesn't have any over-the-top toys.
No over-the-top. No over-the-top.
No over-the-top.
That's the Karate Corvette because, why not? Yeah, why not have a Corvette? It's like Kit. And you know how Kit beats people up by hitting them with the door? But the door flies open and knocks somebody out. So yeah, that's this can be tough to find sealed. The figures, some of the figures are hard. Like the 2 biggest ones are the Red Ninja and the what was it called? The Undercover Agent. Yeah, the Undercover Agent Chuck, because it looks the most like just a normal Chuck Norris. That one can be hard to find.
No, Johnny, we haven't seen season 6 of Cobra Kai. I think the last season we saw was season 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. When the boy went away to look for his dad, that was the last season we saw, and I think that was season 4. We haven't seen any.
Yeah.
Karate Corvette. So basically, yeah.
They turned it into a clown wagon. Noonan says, Raccoon said they made toys for over the top. Yes, they did.
They're expensive too. It's not a lot.
There's a 12-inch one, and then there's and they made like 4, I think, like 5-inch action figures. Man, those suckers are expensive.
They're not a lot of figures.
No,
but they're very expensive. They're very expensive.
Gilgamesh wants to know if Inspector Gadget's car was ever made. Yes.
Did they?
It was because Galoob's not the only company that made Inspector Gadget, but it's French. Inspector Gadget was popular in France. And in the 80s, there was a toy line of smaller figures, and they did do the vehicle.
The sword is the karate chop.
Yep. Yeah, and Gadget's car got a toy, says Saturday Morning. And Killer Tomatoes, Blue Splash. Yeah, that's an expensive line from the cartoon Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Nerd has several portable jukeboxes. He uses several portable hard drives he used as a jukebox. I use my phones as a jukebox. Like the old ones, clear them of everything and just load it up with all of the music. And then it at least you don't need like the internet. It's just on the hard drive of the phone. So you'll always have it there. And then on the computer. I like to keep it and download it. But I always download new music to the phone, and then I always forget to put it on the computer. So the phone has more music on it than the darn computer.
Well,
I saw Cobra Kai when he fell and got crippled.
Robert, that's when the kid fell over the banister.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
I don't even know what season that was.
That was like season 2 or season 1.
No,
season 1 or 2.
It wasn't the first season.
It was like season 2 then.
I don't remember. Johnny probably knows. And Felicia says, love the channel, enjoy watching you guys. If you had to pick one toy each, what would it be and why? I don't know if I could pick one.
No, I know I can't.
I don't know if I could do it.
No.
It's too hard.
Yeah. All of them got some kind of meaning and feeling, you know.
Yeah, and you like different things for different reasons.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, that's a tough one. And Gilgamesh got anime CDs. He likes buying CDs, always burn them to the computer so I don't have to keep getting the CDs out. While you can still get a computer with a disk drive. They don't make them anymore.
Well, you got to buy an external hard drive.
Yeah, you got to buy an external.
I mean, an external DVD or CD player.
Yeah, an external DVD player, or because they don't come with them anymore. They just want to cut you off. Robert wants to know about the jukebox. No, I have not, because it's in the garage. I have not been able to get back to working on it.
Yeah.
I got to finish that up, though. I got to add that to the list.
They did Cobra Kai.
Oh, yeah, they did. I forget. Yeah, was it NECA?
Yeah.
Somebody did that.
I think it was NECA that did that. It's like a 2-pack. Because they just crossed Ninja Turtles over with anything. And it's like, why does this even make sense? Are they even in the same universe?
Like the Masters of the Universe and Stranger Things. It's like, give me a break. They
did Masters of the Universe and Stranger with.
Yeah.
You mean with the Turtles?
No, Masters of the Universe.
Oh, they did?
Stranger Things.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
It's stupid stuff.
Wow.
Just whatever.
It's like anything to keep the toy line going, moving. I guess.
Yeah.
So it's
money.
Like, okay, we done made Skeletor 100 times. Let's do something else. Oh, let's cross them over with Thundercats.
Yeah. Which they're doing now.
Yes, with the Turtles, with Stranger Things, with wrestlers, with whatever we can come up with. Oh yeah. Season 2, Miguel gets crippled.
Yeah, I couldn't remember.
Computer disc for years now.
Yeah.
And many TVs today can play hard drive if you plug them in. Oh yeah, that's true. They got all of those things in the back. I don't do nothing with mine but plug a DVD player in that Alexa. That's it.
All right. But anyway, we're over 2 hours.
Yes.
So we're going to go ahead and sign off because we got some things to do. We have some things to do, believe it or not. So thank you, everybody. Thank you to Pastor Rick and to Stone Sour for making donations to our feline fund to help with our shelter cats. Very much appreciated. Thank you to everybody else who joined us this evening. Hope you had a good time. And we will try to do this again sometime.
Yes.
So thanks, everybody.